Transformers Revenge of the Fallen review. This time we're going to be looking at the supposedly preview wave Deluxe class Soundwave figure. So here we have Soundwave and one of his two vehicle modes. Soundwave is a triple changer and we have him in his satellite mode right now. His other mode is a just some sort of Cybertronian space jet again. But so this is his satellite mode, but this looks more like it could be a jet, in my opinion. And the other one looks more like a satellite. So I'm not really sure exactly if they just got confused or what. But if this is how it's supposed to be, I'm fine with it. Just both kind of look like the other mode to me, if that makes any sense. But in his satellite mode, he is rather nice. He's looks a lot like Vector Prime from Galaxy Force to me, especially with his wings positioned just like this. And he does not have any landing gear at all, nor does his jet mode have any. He does, however, have a lot of these little blue orbs covering most of his body here, there, two here, and once you see him in robot mode, there's three more there. I'm not sure exactly what those are supposed to do. Maybe they emit some sort of sound weapon. I'm not sure exactly what they could really be, but nonetheless, they look kind of cool. But this one right here in the center, every time I look at it, I always think of the Energon stars that you saw in Transformers Energon. But there you go, satellite mode. Not exactly which way it's supposed to face. If this is supposed to be facing down towards the Earth, or if this side is. It would kind of make sense if this is, because his missile is facing that way. But I'll get to his missile in a little bit. So yeah, he does have this kind of a weird cover that's not really covering his face at all, but it looks like it would be a face protector there. But his face is actually on the other side there. It's kind of interesting. Now to get him to his jet mode, I'm going to take these sections here, pull them inward, rotate these. This is a little tricky because everything just kind of gets in the way. Rotate these back like that. Nothing really snaps into place, so it's all judgment there. Yep, and that's it. That's all you have to do to get him into his jet mode, which again, this looks more like a satellite to me than his other one does. So interesting, but it does look pretty cool. If this is supposed to be his jet mode, it does look rather interesting, and I'm really liking these Cybertronian modes a lot. And he does have a weapon. It's his Ravage missile in the back. His button's right here. It does shoot out, but the missile itself bears no resemblance to the actual Ravage we saw in the trailer and the toys we've seen. So I'm not sure exactly how this is supposed to be a Ravage or not, but besides that, it's still kind of a neat idea that they gave him. So vehicle modes are pretty nice, and his satellite mode too. It's a little too simple for my personal taste, just switching between satellite and vehicle, but it's I can see the benefit for that. Alright, so now to get him to robot mode, I'm gonna just get these out of the way again. Once again, there's only a couple things that really tabbed into place, so it's really just a matter of getting these legs straightened out, and then you'll see how everything folds out. And his legs are actually right here. Separate them half like that. Can rotate them around right now. to form his legs and straighten out his feet like that. Okay. Again, rotate this entire section up like, whoa, there his missile went. That was an accident. To reveal these 3 more orbs in his chest. Rotate these arms down. Then flip this little panel down to reveal his head and move that forward. We'll put this missile back in there. Try to push this up as much as you can and then rotate these pieces back down. They don't really stay secure in any way. They just kind of stay there. And straighten out the arms however you want. Then you can rotate these pieces back down a little bit. There you go. Get him stand up. His upper arms are pretty hefty, so whenever you try to pull, just try to maneuver his forearms a little bit just to get them stand straight. It's pretty much takes almost half of his body along with him. Okay, just get your. These pieces are a little bit troublesome. I like to just kind of cross them at an angle like this just to make them look more like one piece and try to be less visible from his back, but you can do it however you want. And more or less that's him in robot mode. And you can see he does bear a strong resemblance to the Generation 1 Soundwave, especially if you get up real close to his face. You can see his visor. He doesn't really have a mouth. It still kind of looks like a mouth plate. He has the same crest and the antenna on the side of his head. He's mostly gray, unlike G1 Soundwave, but he does have the dark naval blue he has. And this piece keeps on. There we go. That looks a little better. Now you can see where, like on the torso abdomen here, he has what looks like headlights and a grill, because at one point Soundwave's alt mode was going to be a truck, a Chevy Silverado, I think, but they kind of pretty much abandoned the idea and just gave him Cybertronian satellite mode. So this might be the only Soundwave figure we get, and if so, I will be partially disappointed, but nothing that this figure doesn't do. There's no flaws in this figure, at least in my opinion. The only flaw I really see is its size. Even for Deluxe, it is pretty small. If you compare him to Protoform Optimus Prime, you can see he's just about an average size Deluxe. You can see Soundwave pretty much only goes down to his chest. So he's about the same size as animated Soundwave, which everyone knows is a pretty small Deluxe. So I'm not sure why they're giving Soundwave the jip every time, making him a Deluxe and making him especially small. For how popular of a character he is, and I'm assuming he's going to have a big role in the movie just because of this popularity, I'm hoping at one point they might give him a bigger figure, hopefully a Voyager class figure just to give him more size. I would even mind if they just gave him the same design, just give him a little bit more features. But if they don't, I'll be a little bit disappointed. But this figure has a good range of posability. He has 2 elbow joints right here. He doesn't have any hand articulation, but he does have plenty of head articulation. He can look backwards and he can look up and down. His legs have an average amount of posability. Just but a couple of things I can see getting in the way is when you're putting him in a pose, is that these back pieces might get in the way every now and then. And there's no real way to, if you want to fire the Ravage missile, just shoot it. It'll only shoot straight up. Oh, if it'll fire at all. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there. Well, I guess you can kind of get it at an angle, but you can't really have it fired straight forward like if he was holding a cannon or a handgun in some sort of way. But I'm not sure if that's really supposed to be his gun, since it's called a Ravage missile. That'll be interesting how that's played out. So let's get one good close-up of the figure itself in robot mode. Get a good look at the detail. Like I said, its head does look very G1 inspired, along with the colors, and also adds a lot of the new alien looks seen in the movie. Looks very alien-like, which is something I'm really growing to like. See a fair amount of detail, especially in his chest there. Already seen the back. There's not much to the back. You can just see these 3 panels mainly. Bumblebee, this figure and Bumblebee, the first one that we're getting, were originally supposed to be part of a preview wave that were supposed to come out on May 15th, and some stores get it, but nothing in my area, and no other areas at least saw a full release of them, at least officially. They were just coming up in places here and there. But so not much of a preview wave at all, seeing that they were really only released nationwide on the same day as the wave 1 and 2. So I definitely recommend getting Soundwave. He is highly detailed and has a triple changer, but I use that term loosely because it's not much between going his first and second vehicle mode, but he is a very iconic character. He his design is Generation 1 inspired. We've just updated to look more movie-like. So he's an awesome little design. I just wish the only drawback I can really see or have with this figure is that I wish it was just a little bit bigger. I would just average deluxe size would have been better with me, but since it's pretty small, that's the only downside I really have with this. But I definitely recommend him wholeheartedly. Until next time, thank you for watching.